Welcome back to the Clubhouse, and for those of you just joining us, welcome to the Tribe. We are a group of FSU alumni obsessed with the culture, the gear, and the game of golf. From breaking down tour news to roasting our own weekend blow-ups, no topic is out of bounds. Grab a drink and settle in. This is the Tea Time Tribe. All right, everyone, welcome back to the Tea Time Tribe. I'm Eric, as always, joined by John and Ian. Got a lot to get to today. We are starting the Fedex Cup playoffs this week with the Fedex St. Jude. We just finished up the Wyndham Championship to see who that top 70 was. There was a little bit of back and forth on who's going to make it, who's not. So we'll get to that a little later. We'll start off this episode. John had a birthday over the weekend. Happy birthday. I know you got out on the course this weekend, Independence Country Club. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, no, it's a good time. First time out there. They've been they hosted, I forgot about this until I got there, but they were, I guess, co-hosted last summer. The US Mid-Am was there last summer, between there and I believe Kinloch. I think they split the rounds, but yeah, it was there. So good course, nice course, real fast greens. I mean, really fast considering that Friday night we got an inch of rain within like a 2-hour span. So it poured, but other than some spots, it was as if you couldn't tell that it got any rain the previous night. But got a good group out there. Played around with another local sports account. We had a little wager going on there. So shout out to Triple Coverage, local businesses, supporting local businesses. It was fun. I think we're going to have a little bit more. We had some content sprinkled over the weekend. We'll have some more coming, but this could be a little bit of a rivalry. We'll see going forward. He's, we're strictly golf content. He's, all over sports coverage. So he's trying to dabble into our lane. So I had to make sure that he knew who was the expert in that matchup.
There you go.
Attaboy, John. Attaboy.
Yeah, good time.
Independence Country Club, the one that Bob Does Sports was at a few years ago as well.
Yeah, they did a video there. They did their haven't finished the whole thing, but they did their infamous Fireball challenge there a couple years ago. So that was the course. Yeah,
Truly infamous.
You didn't want to try to do that.
Not on this particular day. Maybe it's a little colder out. It was like a 107 or what it was on Saturday.
It was scorching this weekend.
About the last thing I want to consume when I'm golfing.
I still remember you sent how hot it was, and Ian over here down in Florida saying like, yeah, it's 100 degrees down in Florida too.
It's always 100 degrees. Always.
Real feel was 114 on Sunday. That was fun.
Jeez. Dude.
Doesn't matter. You chose that life.
I did. I did.
You did.
And I do enjoy it when I'm prepared for it, but when you're trying to go from point A to point B and you're just trying not to sweat out of your clothes, it sucks. Now, if you're going outside to do something outside, like you're prepared, like mentally you're prepared. It is what it is.
Guys, it's like you have to start your car in the summer to get the AC going, just like you have to start your car in the winter to get the heat going. It's the worst.
I do it all the time. That was a purchasing point for the vehicles that we purchased. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I started on 18. Literally. Yeah. Self-starter. It's got a preset of 69 degrees. With the and it resets the seat too. So, it's a nice little feature. Yeah.
Fancy.
It's elite.
I actually didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Toyota app, and I got it on my. I actually have it on my watch. They just updated the watch app. Yeah, I'm a nerd like that, so I just hit it on my watch, and I can.
So you gonna start it right now?
No, I'm not gonna start it right now. Are you kidding me? In the crowd, they scared the shit out of Tori. Yeah, here you go. So you just start it up. Yeah, hold on. There you go. Start it up right there. You see that?
Oh, technology.
Yeah, there you go. Yep. Love it. But yeah, it keeps you from literally having to peel your skin off of your seats after you get done playing golf.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord.
Yeah. Oh, and don't leave any food or, fun fact for all those folks who don't take, plastic microbiome seriously. Don't leave plastic water bottles in your car. Let's put it that way.
I don't even know where that's going.
The plastic will literally melt, and you start to consume plastic in the water bottle as you drink it if you leave it in your car for too long. So,
microplastics. Gotta love it.
don't do that. Yeah.
Last time I was in Phoenix, they say out in Phoenix and during the summer they get the garbage out like first thing in the morning, because if you leave your garbage can out all day, it'll melt when it gets like 120 out there, like on their especially hot summer days. So like if you're gone all day at work, you come home, it's keeled over. If like you have to get it like as soon as they get in the morning, you gotta yank it inside or put it in the shade, or it's gonna melt. Yeah, talk about another thing you got to worry about as a homeowner out there in the summer, other than staying alive.
John, I thought you were gonna go in another direction where you say like they would die of toxic fumes from the amount of
you don't know.
fumes from whatever's cooking in everybody's trash cans.
Truly.
All right, so we'll get to Wyndham Championship now. Again, it was the last event before the Fedex playoffs start. So there was a lot of back and forth of who's going to make that top 70, who's not. I saw there was one guy, Mac Messner, who was number 71 on Friday, just needed to bogey his last hole of the day in order to make the cut to have a chance. Ends up 3-putting. So misses the cut, misses out on trying to get to the top 70. I will never be in that position, but I can only assume that if I was, I would have done the exact same thing.
The good thing for him is he's at 71, so he retains his card for next year at least. This wasn't like 100 to 101 where you got to start it all over, because that would have been just... Anyway, yeah, that would have been tough, but still tough regardless. It sucks.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's tough because I think the minimum winnings for FedEx Cup last place. What are we looking at here?
Oh, like overall, like now the top 70, whoever comes in 70th, what they get?
Minimum, yeah. Last place finisher is $355,000.
Nice. It's pretty paycheck.
Pretty.
And you know who's going to get at least that? Mr. Jackson Coyven. I saw he, on Sunday, needed to not drop a shot in his last 4 holes. He was sitting at number 70 and came through in the clutch, made a couple of very shaky knee knocker putts for par, I believe on 17 and 18, to stay in that 70th spot, which gives him, he ties Tiger Woods for the least amount of PGA Tour starts in the season to still make it to the FedEx Cup playoffs. So he had 5 starts since he turned pro, because he played obviously earlier in the season as an amateur. But I mean, this kid's a real deal. Like I won't be surprised if he plays very well this week and continues on to the BMW.
Yeah, why wouldn't he? Yeah, this especially this. Yeah, and this course I don't think is particularly tough. I mean, you're not going into like an insanely, young kid, new course. It's really tough. Like this is a gettable course. So yeah, I mean, you could easily jump 20 more spots or whatever it is to get to the BMW. But we have to protect him at all costs. We have to protect him, and we have to protect Miles Russell at all costs. Those are like the Xfinity stones for American golf for the next, 20 years or whatever. I was thinking like,
what about Blades Brown? Yeah, what about Blades?
No, I want Miles. Blades can, he can be good too, but I want Miles. Miles is part of the tribe. Blades is not, okay? Blades could have been a part of the tribe, and he didn't want to. I was thinking like Coyven and Miles' age gap is roughly like what Spieth and Scheffler's is. It's like a 4 or 5 year gap. So maybe we have, that little run where we have, Spieth, takes off, gets, he had a good run young, kind of tapered off. As he was tapering off, Scotty jumped in. We have, I don't know, making a weird comparison here, but we got to protect them. We got to make sure that they keep getting better and better and better. I know Miles is playing in is it the US Mid-Am, Junior Am, Mid-Am, whatever he's got going on this week? It's a big Am tournament.
Mid-Am,
right? Yeah. in Philly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's playing in it. We need him to play well. Continue to play well.
I was looking at the results from the Wyndham, and I feel kind of bad for Bo Hostler. Starts off the event, I believe he was leading after the first day with the 61. He ends up in second place, solo second. He jumps from 122 to number 72. So he doesn't make top 70. But, I mean, I can only imagine just finishing solo second and not getting enough. Granted, he hasn't really done anything all season, which is why he was sitting at 122. But I'm sure coming down the stretch, knowing he basically needs to win the event. And then Brennan just played lights out. I mean, his worst round was his Thursday round of 66. He went 66, 65, 63, 64. Unreal.
Yeah. Heater. Big time heater.
Wow.
Yeah, I wasn't as a kid, so I wasn't really hip with his game until recently. I had a coworker put me onto him like a week or two ago. I was like, you need to look out for him. He's gonna be really good. He's a Virginia guy. He's from Leesburg, Eric, so up in Loudoun County. Played at Wake. He's young. He's 23 or 24. But he won a couple times on the PGA Americas Tour last year, so he didn't do the Corn Ferry. He went kind of alternate route to get to the PGA Tour. Obviously wasted zero time. Year one winning. He's got real good looking swing. From limited times I've watched him. So another up and coming American that we got, again, put him in the protect at all costs. I'll say it, protect at all costs category. We need this, the 25 and under contingent. And he's one of them. So I could, again, another guy you could see playing well this week and keep the momentum into the top 50.
I'm looking at his career stats here. That I thought it was his first PGA Tour win, but it wasn't. I guess last year he won 2025 Bank of Utah Championship, which I believe is potentially one of those like off week events when there is probably a signature event or whatever. Oh, it could have been fall too. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I think that was
I've never heard of Bank of Utah Championship.
Yeah, it's in like October. They play it out at
is
that
St.
the
George,
one with the lava? Yeah, that's the St. George's courses, like Sand Hollow.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, like in southern Utah, that those new courses they've been building out there. Yeah. I think it plays like 8,000 yards or something like that because it's in the mountains.
Yeah. Ball go far. Ball go very far.
Oh, we got to talk about
I think
we got to talk about Brooks. Did you hear what he said? He was super hard on himself.
I mean, he should be.
No, he just said this whole year was
basically saying he had like a top 10. Has had a top 10 in 2 years?
He basically said this whole year didn't really say exactly, but this whole year was a waste and it was just pathetic. And he was just basically just super down on himself after this season. He was like beside himself that he didn't make the top 70, basically. So I think he finished 80 something, Eric, 85, something like that.
Yeah, it sounds about right. I know in that press conference you're talking about after the fact, he made it seem like there's a lot of people on his team that are going to be changing soon.
Yeah, I could see that. He also had was that this year the middle where he did? I feel like he split with Rickson back in the spring, right? Like it was in the middle of the year, like the season had started, and I think he split with, I don't know if it was the ball or it was a club or something. He made like a pretty aggressive change earlier this year. And like maybe after the Masters or something like that. And he obviously just never got anything going this year. Then, like I said, no top 10s. Kind of competed. I feel like some tournaments he competed more so than others. But speaking of top 10s, did I send you guys the headline that Spaeth made the top 70 and he didn't have a single top 10 this year? It's hard to believe.
Did he? But he's been in it. But he's been in every tournament. Like,
correct.
He's
never finished.
I feel like he's gone to.
He's there. He's had like a bunch of top 20s.
He's just fucking there.
Top 25. Yeah, he's like no top 10s. Kind of wild. I feel like he's in the top 10 after like heading into the weekend, and then this year will go down as like the most Jordan Spieth year of all time. Just an absolute hole to hole, round to round. I mean, he made a ton of cuts. It's crazy. I mean, obviously he's made the top 70 like with 0 top 10s. So he was there. You have to be there to get that amount of points and stuff. But good Lord, some of the holes this weekend, Was it his first hole of the tournament? He sprayed one 100 yards right with an iron. And he ended up parring. Like, he pitched out and he hit made like an 8-footer. I mean, it was just like the most space hole.
Typical
Just
space.
prototypical space.
Typical,
But yeah,
typical space.
but hitting a 3-iron off the tee, being like, all right, I'm gonna put it out in the fair. No, just a crazy driver shank with an iron. It was just like, oh boy. Well, he makes a cut. I mean, you can't quit him because he's right there every freaking weekend, and you're like, there are just rounds where you just want to be like, and then he shoots a 61 the next day, and then it's a 73 the next day, and balls all over the place. He's yelling at Greller, he's yelling at himself, he's yelling at the crowd. He's like a less entertaining Happy Gilmore, in a way, because he's just yelling. It blames Greller, and Greller's just like, dude, I told you not to do that, and you did it. I don't know. And he's like, here, let me wipe my hands on the towel.
Yeah, 16,000 times. Let me wipe my hands on the towel.
Dude, someone needs a better sponsor for that towel. That gets more airtime than he does.
The towel's getting a lot of action.
All right, let's move on before we get to our weekly debate. A couple interesting things in the golf world. I think the first one that we can all agree is a shitty human being is what happened with Michael Block over in Scotland.
What an idiot.
He came out and basically said, well, my wrist was hurting and I was already in a bush earlier and hurt it a little bit more, and I'm out of the tournament. I hit another bush. And I feel like it wasn't even worth trying to continue on. So someone picked me up and he wasn't an official. And I tried walking inside and talking to someone, but no one was there. So I just kind of walked off. And that's why it was a disqualification, not a withdrawal. And all this nonsense about like, I didn't like the course conditions and I just walked off and didn't say bye to anyone, like is bullshit. I was like, regardless of what it is, that's still an asshole. You have probably 6 holes left. If your wrist hurts, just punch it out, play the last couple holes, and move on with your life.
Does he get paid for being DQ'd at that point? So I guess he comes in last, technically, since it was on the weekend.
That's a good question, John. I don't know.
Well, I feel like he has to, because that would be crazy if there's only 6 holes left, as you said. It was like, yeah, I can't do this anymore. You're 6 holes away from a paycheck, at least.
Nope.
That's wild.
Doesn't get paid?
Disqualification or improper withdrawal from an event strips a player of earnings and official standings for that specific tournament's purse.
Good, as it should.
I agree.
Damn.
Which means if you played 71 holes and didn't tap in your last putt and just picked up and walked off, you get 0.
You get nothing.
Good day.
Good day, sir. You get nothing.
Good for... you know what? That's what you get, dude.
Yeah. You know what? I thought we were done with him. Well, that's something like this.
We're not. He needs to stay in the spotlight, and it sucks.
Can't help himself. It's too bad. But yeah. Say Levy, or whatever they say over there.
And in live golf news, I don't think anything necessarily has really changed since last week. The only real piece of information, which goes back to what you were talking about a little bit last week, John, of there's more reports that came out that there's a bunch of players that are still owed money, and people are saying if Jon Rahm is still owed 9 figures and he signed this contract with knowing what could possibly happen, who's helping him through this legal process and his contracts and stuff? I still can't believe it. I still think, I don't know. I still think he wouldn't make that kind of decision, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's just insane. And who knows if we'll ever get the full story. I mean, even if I'm sure there's NDAs and stuff that, been signed and you can't talk about this, that, or the other. Speaking of Jon Rahm, apparently he won the second or third straight individual golfer of the year on Live. Every year he's been on, even though he's only won like once or twice.
Who won the event too?
Yeah. Demon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's his ninth. It says his ninth one.
Wow.
All-time record holder for Live, which whatever that means. It's tallest building in Leesburg, Florida, I guess. Comparable title or award there. But yeah, I hope he's one of the few. I hope that comes back at some point. He's way too good, and again, we've talked about this. Whatever punishment that they need to fulfill or payment let's make it happen and get him back on. Let's move on with the world. But I feel like this live thing just keeps going in limbo and limbo. And if I were those guys, I'd be like, especially the guys who've been there, they've already gotten paid, and they fulfilled their part of the deal. I'd be like, all right, well, let's get back to the tour, especially after letting people back.
I agree. All right. Our weekly debate, which we have talked about in our group text the last few days, but I forget which one of you sent it to us, but it was you're at your home course. You get there at 6 a.m. You leave at 8 p.m. You have to birdie all 18 holes. And if you do that in that time frame, $50 million. If you don't, jail for 20 years. And I think it was you, John, that said I would do it for 10 million or like a year in jail or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not doing 20 years in jail. Are you kidding me? 20 years? You guys know goes on in jail? You kidding? I don't care if it's a putt-putt course. I don't know if I could birdie putt-putt 18 in 24 hours. Someone on...
I think, genuinely, I think that would be harder. I think that would be harder than...
You're also, like...
playing a full round of golf.
Somebody ran the numbers based on, like, handicaps, and it was, like a 15... Like, I forget who the category was, but he was like, yeah, if you're, like, 15 or worse on the handicap, like, you have no shot. Like, if you're single digits, you have a little bit of a shot, but, like, depending on your... Like, he's like, this is a no-brainer, you don't do it. You're not going to get it. Or it's like 1 in like 15,000 or something like that. And I'm not taking those odds if it means 20 years in prison, Ian and Eric. You're also figuring in the fatigue that goes into this too. You're going to get tired at some point after hitting all these, maybe you're lucky and, a couple of holes are quick and you birdie them. But like,
yeah,
it's a nasty par 4 that you can't figure out, or like a tough par 5 or nasty, like any hole. You're just just hitting and hitting and hitting and hitting. You're going to get tired, and you're like, damn, I've only birdied 8 out of the 18, and it's been 4 hours. I know I got more time, but I'm tired. And that challenge don't care. Doesn't matter if you're fatigued or not, you got to battle through it. I mean, you get blisters. Who knows what the weather's like? It's perfect hot weather, and the ball's flying. I think you guys are crazy. You guys are absolutely lunatics for trying to get to 50. You're going to jail.
Here's my thing. You can do this in any order. You don't have to go like 1 through 18 every single time. Like, so I think to Ian's point, when you said in the text, it's like, can you, like, if you blow one out to the right or something like that, OB, do you have to finish the hole basically, or can you just like re-tee and start over? My question is, where do you start on the course? Like, would you try to knock out the par 3s first? Would you try to knock out the par 5s, get the easy birdie? Because to me, the par 3s are probably going to be the hardest. Because you have to hit like a good shot on those holes and 1 putt.
Mm-hmm. I would go and no, because to John's point, if I did end up getting tired, like I don't want to have to be hitting drivers off at like the 11th hour of the day. And it would also kind of depend on what the weather is, right? If the weather's kind of shitty, I'd want to hit as many long shots as possible before the weather starts to get any worse, aka Florida weather, right? In the afternoons, it's going to rain, it's going to storm. But I just plugged it into our lovely friend Claude here. It says, if just based off of an 8 handicap, what are the statistical chances of birding all 18 holes with infinite mulligans in a 14-hour time period? 8 handicap makes approximately 1.1 birdies per round, which works out to be roughly 5% birdie chance on a typical par 4, roughly 4.5% on par 3s, and 11% on par 5s. Means you need about 325 hole attempts on average to birdie all 18 holes. Around 28 hours of golf, even playing solo. But yeah, we would be playing solo.
Jail. You're not going to be playing any golf solo because you're going to be in jail.
And abandoning holes the moment birdie is dead. It said it ran a 20,000 trial simulation and finished within 14 hours only. It says roughly 0.4% of the time, roughly 1 in 250 odds.
Jail. From the jump.
I just don't know if I would take the bet.
Hold on.
I just don't know if I would take the bet.
Hold on. So here's where it gets fun, though. If a mulligan means retaking any individual shot, Now it flips completely. You can re-hit approaches until one sits inside of 15 feet, then rake putts until one drops from 15 feet in 18 handicap holes, maybe 1 and 7. And each putt retry costs under a minute. That works out to roughly 15 to 25 minutes per hole, or about 6 to 7 hours total, comfortably inside of your 14 hours. Under this interpretation, your odds are more likely 85 to 95%, with the real enemies being only fatigue, aka getting tired, right? Looking at roughly 300 plus full swings, basically 3 range sessions plus a marathon walk, and the occasional hole where the putts just won't fall. So I think if I knew that this was coming and I could train for it, I think I could do it. I think I could do it.
You're going to jail.
14 hours.
You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
Are you saying only if you have those mulligans though?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I can't have to replay the entirety of the hole again. I would have to be able to play from wherever I hit my last shot from.
Yes, basically you tee off until you hit like a good drive. Hit your next shot until you hit a good one, and then you.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah.
I feel like you would get more tired that way, though, no?
It's the only way that you could do this. It's literally the only way.
I mean, as he said.
Because you think about par 5.
As he said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as long if you get dialed with, like, your driver, and then, like, within like 3 drives, 1 out of 3 drives is in the, like, ideal drive in the fairway. That's like your most fatigue swing, right? It's the highest ball speed, swing speed, whatever, and then, par 5s, so, maybe with your, hybrid wood, whatever. So as long as you're like taking the majority of your swings with like wedges, maybe, then you're not getting as tired. I still think you're going to jail.
Yeah.
All that being said, because then you're at the mercy of like a putt, which, like, if you're doing the same putt over and over, like, hopefully you figure it out, and you're within like a decent range where you can make it. It's a saddle with like a 25 footer you can't figure out.
Yeah, I would have to be inside of. I'd have to be for sure inside of like 15 feet before
Eric's for sure going to jail because he's got a 3-putt in this challenge no matter what. So
every single.
Well, that's why I said I don't think I'm taking the bet. I think there's 0 chance.
Okay. All right. So you're on my side. Okay. Cool. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right.
I have to. Eric, purely for that.
Eric and I are not visiting you in jail. The podcast will go on without you, and I don't know. You better hope West Orange Correctional has good Wi-Fi, because we're not going to come visit you. 20 years is a long time, brother. You're wasting your prime there. But hey, maybe you can come out and senior tour will be waiting for you with your ankle bracelet on. Yeah, or maybe get out with good behavior. You can be on probation.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine?
I will say this would be great for the podcast. Actually, if you went to jail, this would be really good. Actually, I'm actually, do that. I'm on board with this. I want you to do this. Yeah, we need someone to be a hero, or a 0 in this case. So yeah, step up to the plate for Eric and I.
$50 million.
It's a win-win. You get money if you happen to pull this off by some miracle. $50 million. Maybe like a couple of grand is, pocketed for the podcast. We can, help us out. And if you go to jail, we can talk about it for the rest of the time.
Can you believe Ian's still in jail? Like, it's the craziest thing. He's been in jail for like 12 years. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah. It's the 2038 Masters, and we're like, I wonder if Ian gets that on TV in jail.
Yeah. I wonder if they're showing it.
All right. Well, we'll have to put this out to our followers to see what they say. We'll have to see if it gets the same kind of results as the Usain Bolt, Joe Chestnut debate. We'll see. Sure. So we'll get to the main event of this week, Fedex St. Jude. Again, first playoff event of the PGA Tour playoffs, top 70 from this season's standings. There's 2 bits of information that I found just before we came on the podcast that are interesting. And one is It is a top 70, but only 69 players are playing this week. There's one guy that is not playing.
Oh, yeah.
And he's number 60.
It's crazy. So he's done.
He's a fellow Noel.
Why is Berger not? Why is Berger not playing?
I don't know.
Hurt? I didn't he hurt his hand or something?
Don't know, but dude, just
I thought he had a wrist
get the
injury.
track. Yeah, you hit one
Right.
ball. I think you can withdraw and get whatever that check is for coming in dead DFL, which he's done before, and he got ripped years ago for doing this.
yeah, it's due to injury.
So maybe that's why
he missed cut in 4 of his last 5 events anyway.
Yeah, he broke his finger mid swing during the 3rd round of the BMW Championship last year in August.
Jeez.
So he's
Ouch.
still recovering from that.
So that was interesting. I mean, that made sense. If your fingers are fucked up, probably not the best, but
yeah,
probably.
The other thing, I saw this online. I believe I sent it to you guys. I don't know if it's true because it's the internet. You can't believe everything, but there is reports that FedEx St. Jude tournament is being cut after 2027 from the championship series.
Interesting.
So I haven't gone ahead and done my research to see if it's a thing. I just thought it would be interesting if that was the case. But I thought I saw somewhere that like FedEx commented on saying like, although we're, obviously displeased with that kind of announcement, we're still going to be part of the FedEx Cup in general is what they made it seem like. We'll see what that looks like. But, these last couple of weeks, we've been getting more and more information on what tournaments are going to be part of the championship series. So it's interesting to see that now we're getting some kind of information on which ones are getting cut or which ones won't be part of the championship series, which I'm sure we'll see more of as the months go on. And then actually one kind of side step from that is, I completely forgot his name, the PGA Tour commissioner. Is it Roll Up, right?
Yeah.
Came out and basically said that there's 0 talks of mergers with LIV. Like he just wanted to get that out in the open. Like there's 0 chance that that's happening. And they're focusing on 2028 and beyond. Cause it's still, again, not to go back to LIV, but it's still kind of up in the air of who this, or these people that are supporting LIV in their future endeavors still and where this funding is coming from. And I think with the whole debate of, Bryson saying he wants to come back to the tour and obviously others saying that they would probably want to come back of, is there a chance that those merger talks come back? And I think Roll Up just wanted to put up the bed and say like 0 chance.
You had your chance.
Good on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to the St. Jude, if it's not a signature tournament, if it's not a tournament anymore, I'm fairly certain that tournament, a lot of the proceeds from that tournament go to St. Jude, which is a children's cancer research hospital, which funds kids to go there who have cancer. So if the tour is cutting funds to that is some fucking sinister work. So let's hope that that's not true. And that St. Jude is somehow affiliated with the tour in some capacity at some tournament, so we can send money for kids who are battling cancer. Because I think no matter where you are, that is something we all get behind, and we need to keep that charitable operation going.
Well, I've done my research, which is a quick Google search, and ESPN is saying that the PGA Tour did confirm that the FedEx St. Jude Championship in Memphis will not be part of the top-tier Premier Championship Series when the new model launches in 28. It will continue to hold its spot this year and next year, and the future in Memphis may shift to the second-tier Challenger Series. So the PGA Tour stated that Memphis remains well-positioned to host professional golf in a different capacity moving forward, aka not top tier.
Yeah, well, so make sure the donations are still there.
Yeah, so that was interesting to hear, especially being
FedEx being a huge
playoffs
sponsor,
are literally starting.
Based in Memphis, that's their thing.
Before we get to the wheel, a couple of big names are sitting outside the top 50 right now to make it to the BMW next week, which is important because top 50 gets into all signature events next year, which again, last year of the signature events, it will be in 2027, but still money to be had. So a couple guys outside top 50 right now are Max Homa, Spaeth, Corey Connors, Shane Lowry, our good friend, Brian Harmon.
Fuck off.
So with it being only 70 players, if you're sitting in 51, 52, 53, you need like a top 25-ish to basically make it. If you're down near the bottom, you need a top 10, most likely, if you're sitting in the 60s right now. So we'll see. Koivu only needs a two-way tie for 7th or better to make it to BMW, so we'll see how he does. But without further ado, Ian, would you like to bring up the wheel?
I do.
Real time.
And I also have a little bit of a modification for this one too.
Oh.
We're gonna run this thing a little differently, you know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Well,
About to
I
find
will
out.
say we're getting to the end of season 2 of this podcast, and we still have not hit one of these bets. So something's got to happen.
Hopefully, I'm making us feel like we're more in Vegas. This is basically what I'm trying to do. Bang! Look at this. Look at this bad boy. Top 20 player 1, top 20 player 2, top 20 player 3.
I love this.
Okay. Where have you been all my life?
Right?
Let's go.
All right. Now, the question is, do we spin them all at the same time, or do we spin one at a time?
I like them all at the same time.
I was going to meet you in the middle and say, why don't you spin the first 2 so we see who we got?
Okay. I like that. And then save the last one for best for last. Got it.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Oh, Nico again? Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Dude, we love him.
Oh,
Hot hand,
God.
Michael Brennan. Okay.
Nico and Brennan.
Okay.
Okay, we got Brennan. I didn't even realize Nico was in the top 70, to be honest.
He's in it
we
every
learned
week.
something.
What are you talking about?
He won this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Number 3. Here
Who
we go.
got?
I didn't even know Adam
Didn't
Scott
know.
was in the top 70.
I didn't either. Okay.
Yeah, we need, come on.
All right, well.
Epitome of consistency. These are going to be good odds.
Okay, well,
I think.
let's see. Let me get this in the books here.
Are all 3 of these guys in somewhere in the 60s?
Oh, definitely. They got to be. All right, we are at 32-1 odds.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
It's really,
Why not
really
us?
good. Why not us?
Guys,
I like that.
why not us?
Why not us?
Why not us?
Why not us?
One of us.
One of us. One of us. One of us.
Okay, well,
One of us. One of us.
it's got to be the week. I will say though, we have to start thinking about what next week and Tour Championship is going to be. I doubt they're going to have a top 20 bet available for Tour Championship. And I can't imagine odds are going to be great for a top 20 if they have it for BMW. We have to do a top 10. Maybe like a 2-person top 10.
I like that.
Okay.
So keep that in the back
Next
of your
week.
mind for next week.
We're going to do it.
But as we say every week, this is the week. It has to be it.
This is the week. Literally it has to be. I'm dying over here.
All right. Well, I guess that does it. Another round in the books here. Again, thanks for hanging out with the tribe. Remember, if you enjoyed the show, subscribe and share it. And until next time, keep it in the short grass, keep your drinks cold, and as always, go Knowles.
Go Knowles.